But for sure, one thing I do know is that I like it into this draft. It fits really well. But both teams have a lot of threats going into mid and late game. Of course, you have the Leshrac and the Naga scaling up and getting quite strong with their right clicks and their spell damage. But over on the side of Team Spirit, though, you have Invoker plus Faceless Void plus Mars. The team fight will at some point be incredibly powerful. And this reminiscent of how we've seen Liquid drafts. They like having those big ultimates, team fight securing stuff. So come late game, I think Spirit are a bit more comfortable, perhaps.
It's hard to argue with that just alone with, you know, the Chronosphere Cataclysm that looms on the horizon. But a lot of nice tempo kind of control.
It's a cute little play to allow your illusions to get out there and try to scout something. Otherwise, they wouldn't really be able to reach nearly as far as they do here. Yeah, I think he did actually scout out that the illusion was under vision. Now, whether that was the ward or the enemy team being smoked, he can't be 100% sure of. It was both this time.
That's enough out of you!
30 seconds to battle.
Consumable balloons getting tossed out as you'll see Amira hit the tower.
Yeah, so he knows that there was vision as well. Both teams doing a little bit of vision checking. And I think overall, they want to go for 4 people bottom here, but they're all being revealed by the observer ward.
The battle
so
begins.
Toby has to be careful.
Where are you going?
Start with the enchant, the slow, as the rebound coming in. Nice spear,
What?
and the
That didn't stun?
Sunstrike gonna be a little bit off. Toby, so
Somehow he
chasing
is
him.
alive. He just walks away. That looked like it should have stunned him, but the spear, I guess, just barely didn't have the range to push him against that tree there. But somehow he's alive. I thought for sure Toby would go down. He's gonna have to crawl to base though and then TP top, so this is already damaging to his laning stage. Broodmother is gonna miss out a bit of the start to the top lane.
they're also seeing that they do a little bit of a lane swap here. Collapse is going to be in the top lane, and they've sent Yatro and Maposhka into the bottom. Face off with Pure and Tataomi.
I don't think that lane is fantastic though for Team Spirit. Maybe they can win it if they play together like this, harassing the Sven. But Naga against Faceless Void, I think, does pretty well. Not easy to be a melee core against the Riptide when it starts spamming out.
So what is the idea then? Because as we said earlier, you're not going to see a lot of spiders in lanes. You're not going to, yes, Collapse is going to be good for spiders eventually, but that's not something that you have to really be considering early on. Why did they go for the swap, do you think?
I think he just doesn't want to lane into Jakiro and the Brood. They're chasing Jakiro a little bit here. You see Mars and Marcy, tag team. I think he just doesn't want to lane against the attack speed slow of Dual Breath and the Broodmother on top of that. It would be a pretty painful lane for Faceless Void, but this lane is not much better, to be honest.
Interesting. Maybe they thought that they could harass a little bit more using Maposhka. Perhaps that's the idea. But
Yeah, he's getting farm. I mean, it's not going to be terrible straight away. I just don't think it's necessarily a favorable lane that he swapped into. Both lanes would have been difficult. And top lane, we see a fantastic lead, honestly, on Collapse already. That's CSing. He's at 9 and 6.
I feel like this lane is just so strong. Any lane that has a Marcy, I feel, is just very, very strong. You have to be careful of your positioning because you're just even the littlest bit out of position. Although they are dishing it right back at Mira. There's that potential there.
Yeah.
But that dispose over to Fishman. But
A lot of the advantage as well comes down to Broodmother not being there at the start of the lane, right? She had to go base and TP out, so she wasn't there for the first creep wave. So naturally the Mars got a bit of free CSing there, as it was 1v2.
Casual Stormhammer being thrown over onto Yatro, but again, he's just gonna time walk it off. Problem.
It's pretty nice what they're doing. They're immediately killing off the illusions. They steal one with Miposhka, and then they focus down the other illusions, and then the damage of Naga is gone. And that's most of the damage they have in the lane here is the Riptide from multiple hits.
That was a pretty nice call there. These couriers coming over from Poshka, hoping that maybe he can get a snipe on it. Does get hit by Kataomi. Does have a couple more mangoes, magic stick charges, and a clarity, so he knows what his life looks like. But Pure now need a little bit of assistance because they don't have the Stormhammer up for another couple seconds. So a lot of harassment being placed on this Naga.
Yeah, Miposhka is having a great time. Being Enchantress against double melee, she is certainly enjoying her time. And again, gonna try to just focus down the illusions. Look at both of them. Just focusing the illusions immediately. And then the damage is not gonna continue.
Kataomi, whew. Oh, love this have 6 stick charges. In the top lane, they are going for a little bit of a dive here. Putting pressure over on Mira, but yeah, and it just continues to be harassed. No one is hard committed, really.
Yeah, Mira tried to jump in and throw back Fishman, but he's tanky enough and gets protected by his Broodmother, so he'll be fine.
A Centaur creep pickup from the bottom lane. That potential for more stun.
Yeah, 1400 HP and 8 armor. That Centaur creep is a real bully when it gets to the lane, so Kataomi has to just sit back now. He can't really help his Naga that much. But look at her, she's just stunning the illusions, focusing them down. They really have their approach to this lane. They always focus the illusions ASAP.
Where are you guys? Bad for Nagas. Let's get stomped over here. A little bit of that slow. Boy, the Sunstrike coming in hot. That's our first blood going over to Torontotokyo.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that he actually is going for the Exort Invoker. Toronto usually plays Quas Wex, but they do have great stuff for the Sunstrikes here. They have the Chrono as well later on, which is very easy to combine into even before you have Cataclysm. So nice to see him playing the Exort.
Lap's getting harassed pretty well, but have that spear just gonna toss Toby back.
Yeah, the illusions are again trying to get some space for Pure to farm here, but he does manage to pull the creeps back with him.
I've seen Kataomi make his own rotation towards this mid lane. Himself a sentry ward. Looks like they do have the observer.
Yeah,
we'll see it.
They find the obs immediately, so of course the Invoker's gonna stay safe since he had the vision, but bottom lane, a toss back, using the Wild Wing to throw in the Naga. He's just losing so much HP.
That is the issue. You do that, but Stormstormer, oh, he gets tossed right back here by Mira with the dispose, so to grab the Invis rune and secure the kill. Lane though, Kataomi will soak some of this experience. They don't have their mid player up on online. Ooh, Mira.
He's in this. Mars coming over. They want to try and kill him.
Of course.
Like the poop emoji saying, hey, look at this guy over here. It's not looking good for Fishman. He's most likely going to fall.
Why does anyone even try?
Goes down quickly, and that is 34 last hits, 10 denies, and now a kill to his name as well on Collapse.
They'll be getting a bit aggressive with that insatiable hunger. Does have to be a little careful though.
Radiant's
Pure is just taking these impetuses to the face. Ends up losing his courier as well. Look at this. Oh. Ooh, 40 hit points on this Naga Siren. Pure's got to teleport out. He can't stay here. The value of this Enchantress.
Yeah, she did so much work in last game, and now again, the chasing in on Shakira.
We see Fishman here, push away, and that's kill. Sunstrike on Toby, just a little bit off the mark, they're not going to be able to quite find it. There is the chase in the bottom, as Stormstormer does clean up Miposhka finally. I'm sure that's gonna make
Radiant's
Pierre feel
top
good
tower
because he's
is
been
under
pulling
attack.
non-stop by the Enchantress in that bottom lane.
Yeah, finally get some space to farm in the jungle. He really hasn't been able to stay on bottom lane, and that has freed up now that Yatoro is getting complete free farm on his Faceless Void finally, thanks to the hard, diligent work by Miposhka, of course.
Curious now to see where Miposhka is going to move. A couple sentry wards currently. Up here with Torontotokyo.
Dire are scanning.
Up.
Yeah, then controlling both sides. They have Marcy checking top. It's a DD rune.
Marcy's gonna grab it. Doesn't want to allow this to Kiro. A quarter.
Pretty fantastic start so far for Team Spirits as they are running back towards top lane with Mars now. The Broodmother is the only one who's getting like somewhat back into the game, I would say now, but overall the start for all the cores of Team Spirit
Radiant's
is just
middle
simply
tower
better,
is
and they're
under
trying to make a move mid.
And Mars with the double damage spots out Fishman. Exposed. Kazomi though jumping in. They might be able to turn this around. Yeah, they'll be able to get kill on here. They will end up losing Fishman. Duke it out here in the middle lane. They'll put the pressure over onto this Enchantress.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Exort Invoker did some damage to the tower as well, but running away. Miposhka has no fear, just walking in on this Enchantress. He was spotted by a ward.
Loaded to the gills.
Now he is spotted by much of the TQ, so Stormhammer, even the TP coming out from Fishman.
That's a kill for Naga. Gonna speed up her farm a little bit, and she needed something going her way. The lane has not been that great for her. On Spirits, they are sort of ignoring a bit ahead in the sand now about Broodmother, so their emphasis is not on shutting down her.
Followed with Sunstrike. Mirror taking so much damage from this Flesh Strike. We'll toss back over onto Kazomi, and they will be able to get the kill.
Yeah, this is what you want to see though. When a team is playing Marcy, just make rotations, because she is honestly the strongest hero in the game at catching anyone out of position. It's so difficult to stay safe against Marcy.
Handling the Broodmother as much as possible. Mirror is nearby. Down a ward, so they can check tabs or wherever Toby wants to just wander off to these camps.
Yeah, trying to bring Torontotokyo as well. They smoke up, but it is under a Radiant ward, so Toby should have seen that. Backing out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And bottom tower now, finally, they're starting to take a crack at it as they have level 7 of Faceless Void. He got that time walk, feeling pretty safe. And meanwhile,
Radiant
Entity are making a move
structures are
top.
fortified.
Mars perhaps is feeling it though. He sees nobody on the map
Radiant's
right
bottom tower
Already
is
put his
under
points
attack.
down, so. There's a lot of lockdown coming out from the side of Entity, so that's very dead collapse. But some pressure over here in the mid
Dire's
lane
top
this
tower
lane.
is under attack.
Seeing
Radiant's
that they're
bottom
putting
tower has
pressure
fallen.
on top.
Dire's structures are
Nation.
fortified.
It is curious that he decided to go for this like 4-3-0-0 build on
Dire's
Mars. I feel
top
like
tower is
Mars
under
ulti
attack.
is low enough
Radiant's
cooldown
middle
and
tower is
not
under
that
attack.
fast. You can definitely use it.
Pose. Follow up with the Unleash. These punches do a decent amount, but do have to be careful. Stormhammer does connect, but Mira's far enough away. Still end up getting the kill on Fishman. Spirit trying to decide if they want to commit on this or not. Mira is
Sending in
teleporting
the-
out though.
Yeah. This Enchantress with her Centaur, able to get that. Just securing the kill. Nice jump away and survived by Mira on this Marcy.
Very, very low. Gonna try to clean up these Enchantress creeps.
Yeah, Yatoro, he does have the full Midas power treads, by the way, and 660 gold. Can go for a big creep here, get himself a neutral item. The greed double Midas play from Spirit. Of course, when you run Invoker and Faceless Void, I think it's pretty normal to do the double Midas.
Not playing. They do have the arena now. Not gonna be able to quite land that spear though, as Toby. He's crawl away. We'll walk in Torontotokyo, and they do have a bit of mirror. Jump forward. And Toby is looking like he is very squashed.
Yeah, he did share all the Sunstruck damage with Spiderlings, but it doesn't really help as he just cannot move. The Orb of Venom slow, the Marcy with the slow from the disposition, and then just the God's Rebuke as well.
Gotcha!
Calmo Poach has been using these creeps, kind of doing that vision, the scouting, like we saw Beastmaster doing with Hawks in the previous game.
Yeah, it's very important to try and get good intel on where you want to make your moves, and both teams obviously rated very high.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think Entity are gonna have more vision advantage going mid and late game here, just by spiders plus Naga illusions.
Radiant's middle
Mid tower goes down to just 2 Forge Spirits and Mira on his Marcy there.
I didn't even bother to pop any spells during that.
Just using his sidekick was enough. Nobody wanted to go there, risking getting caught out by a smoke rotation, but that's one more tower going down. The advantage is building up for Team Spirit as they're 4,000 gold ahead.
Now all 3 cores on the side of Team Spirit. Currently in the lead. Top of it, of course, is Torontotokyo, 7.4k, 6.4 on Yatro, and Collapse 6.2. They're not too far behind the cores over on the side of Entity, but definitely those Midases coming into play there.
Yeah, but the mid lane difference though right now, Torontotokyo 3,000 gold ahead basically on his Invoker versus the Leshrac. So having the Midas, having the travels, and having 1,600 gold already at 13 minutes is an absolutely huge Invoker.
Dire are scanning.
So what is the play here for Entity, right? Because you have a Broodmother
Where are you going?
that's trying to put the pressure down in the top lane, and it is kind of just keeping Collapse stuck here for the most part. Like, it seems that he's the one who's constantly dealing with the spiders. That's kind of what his job was in this game.
Yeah, I think you want to use the Broodmother, of course, in space that she creates, but it's probably just them being reliant on trying to get Leshrac back into the game. So try to create stacks whenever you can. They have stacked up the Ancients at least. Leshrac can farm Ancients. It's not, you know, super fast like some other heroes.
Follow up with the Sun Strike. There's just too much damage. That Naga Siren evaporates.
Yeah, and the Marcy carrying up with a Kobold Foreman creep so fast.
Bit of a tornado being used over on Toby. Follow up, Mira's here. We'll work back over on Toby. Bringing over the spider babies, but there's a deafening blast. Going to give us a start. Just need like 1 or 2 more clicks, and the spear will be able to secure the kill.
The slowest, most brutal death for a poor little Broodmother, just getting beat down. Didn't even have many spells remaining there. No spear anymore, but just the clicks. Yeah, right now it feels like they don't have a hero to play around on Entity. The Broodmother didn't have the best laning stage, and the Naga Siren, same can be said there. She also would want to farm jungle no matter what. It all comes down to, can you play around the ledge? But at this stage, I think Marcy is a little bit too strong as a rotation hero compared to this Dekiro, Sven, and Lesh.
Dire's
Wild
middle
card.
tower
Look
is under attack.
Look at Marcy's items, and she just doesn't have hardly anything, but she's so effective. This girl is busted.
Yeah, she will probably get some post-TI nerfs, I suspect, but we get to enjoy her in her finest form here.
Tokyo and Mira standing nearby. Now Meteor collapses nicely forward, gets 2 into the arena, the hop down. They should be able to finish off Toby here too, but Mira is going to tick down, plus those spiders chomping all over. Oh, but the little seeds. The seeds of Serenity. And the sidekick being able to stay alive a bit more. There's another spear over on Fishman. He has been left behind. Somebody can get denied, but now Yatro will still be able to get the kill.
Yeah, Team Spirit are just able to do whatever they want there. Beautiful catch with Tornado, the meatball coming in and then comboing with the Mars as well. Right now it feels like all of the cores and Spirit are just growing really fast, but they also just pop together and use their spells. They still have the Chronosphere even, didn't even need to use it there.
About to say, you know, despite all the different spells used, Yatro's still being allowed to hold on to the Chrono, and that's still something they have to be very conscious about on the side of Entity.
Yeah, we see a replay here, the tornado into the meatball, beautiful, and Mars just waiting, collapse. If there's a man who knows his timing right when he wants to blink in, I mean, we saw it last TI. Getting to play on a hero like Mars, very similar to Magnus.
Marcy was dead. Had the spiders chewing on her. She had the remnants of the Jakiro spells, but yeah, Seeds of Serenity. Watch.
Yeah, keeps her alive. For now, it seems Entity are just trying to drag this game out as they can, just split up and try to get towards any form of power spikes. So the closest thing to have is Pike on the Broodmother. That will be a big impact when they get it. Suddenly, the magic damage, which is quite overwhelming on the side of Spirit right now, they can mitigate some of that. The spiders can stay alive. Oh, the travel in top.
They'll be able to find themselves 3 hits. They immediately jump over on the Stormstormer. He's obliterated. A nice cut comes out from Fishman. Just let them down a little bit, collapse. I don't know if they're going to be able to grab. Nah, they're not going to be able to go and get their hands on the Jakiro this time. You managed to hit the mid laner on the side of Entity, which was very valuable.
Yeah, they're giving them no respite here. The Entity want to get on the map and get some form of farm. They are gonna get mid tower, but even then, Miposhka comes in with his Enchantress and gets the deny against all these spiders. Beautiful lasted by Miposhka. So finally they get a tower, but not even that much tower gold going their way.
Loaded to the gills.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Check in with our cores. Looks like Yathro's got himself the Maelstrom. He's already got the treads.
Dire
He's working
scanning.
on KB. The Puro on the Naga does have the Manta style completed along threads.
Yeah, and almost has. Yeah, he almost has the Orchid as well. As he sends out here, he just needs the Void Stone as well. He has all the components.
Dire's bottom tower.
So Orchid will be a big power spike. Then they can try to get kills. But unfortunate for them, the BKB is already completed on the Void. So you won't have a timing where you have Orchid and he doesn't have a way to deal with it. It's already a safe dispel for him. And BKB on Invoker as well, so both of them are prepared.
Kosha sitting just very patiently. Toby has to realize that there are people on the way. Yeah, in fact, Torontotokyo does show
I think
wave.
the draw, like the big takeaway for me from these games that we're watching here with Team Spirit is how they use their supports and where they stand. They are taking the areas that are dangerous and in general let their cores play in safe areas in a really good way.
Themselves a nod of skill using the Enchantress. You can see them, they know. They can see where Pure is. Go for the invasion. Take away the creeps, not allow Pure to hit them. Oops, with that flame, looks for the opening, finds Stormstormer. The BKB comes up for Yatoro and they'll go and use that Chronosphere. They didn't do quite enough damage just yet over here to Stormstormer. They were hoping it'd be a quick pick, but this song gets used now as the rest of Team Spirit on the back foot. Poshka is gonna get netted. Looks like he's gonna end up possibly getting left behind. Wants to see if he can get the denial, but no, they'll still find it. Stormhammer, collapse landing right next to Mira. He's looking a little scary now. Yatoro trying to slow them down. Nice spear away from collapse. Will clean up some of these spider babies, but at the end of that, he is spider baby food. Left behind. There's just too many heroes. That is a beautiful turnaround coming out from the side of Entity. And they get the silence up already Yatoro. Nice play here from Torontotokyo. A beautiful tornado. Well, they're all in a little line. Will be able to save Yatoro.
If he was not there on Toronto, I think that would have been Yatoro going down. He was trying to just stick around to get a Midas and farm one more creep camp, but he almost went down as well. Now Entity immediately with the momentum of that win are gonna try to go into Roche Pits, get more for themselves. The respawns are coming out, so it doesn't seem like they're gonna be quite in time. Spirit just a little bit too late. They TP down bottom. They recognize that this is going to be Aegis going over on the side of Stormstormer on the flash. But that song was crucial. During the chrono there, they didn't have Ice Path anymore, so sadly they couldn't combo it afterwards, but keeping the Leshrac alive for so long there.
Say, Tokyo really on point with all of these tornadoes. We saw the in that last fight the way he was able to interrupt, and then later on using it to save Yatro. But yeah, that song really coming into play because they can't do as much damage as they would have liked against Switch.
Yeah, they committed double BKB as well. They used the Invoker BKB and the Void to just try and DPS down the Leshrac, but couldn't quite finish the job. But now suddenly the game has swung a little bit in the favor of Entity, but still of course 6,000 gold advantage over on the side of Team Spirit. They will probably respect the Aegis for a little while. Try to dodge and keep farming up. I love watching Yatro's quick buy, by the way. When you watch him play, he puts like everything. He has his entire like Christmas wish list down here. It's like, I want Mjolnir, I want Eye of Skadi, I want Aghanim Scepter, I want a Moon Shard. You know, throw in everything.
Man who probably has a very good Amazon wish list.
Probably. He's prepared.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fighters creeping over into this middle line. Quite a few of them, but perhaps waiting behind. Line. Some pressure being placed by Torontotokyo on the bottom lane, but they're smoked up over on the side of Entity.
Yeah, I think they want to go over there. They're looking for any fight they can take right now since they have the Aegis advantage. Leshrac is very, very strong as well during this time. Again, they post together the smoke reveal.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was about to say. The positioning of these supports so on point gives the cores enough time to be able to just hide and teleport out.
It's such a conscious decision they do a lot of the time. Whenever they feel like, okay, the enemy are probably smoking, it's just like supports, you know what to do to the ramps. You know, they put themselves on high ground, on the stairs, basically. Entity, they might want to fight more. They're keeping Broodmother on high ground for a bit of vision here.
Have a BKB completed now for Mars, so more of these BKBs coming out for the side of Team Spirit.
And it won't be the last one. They want to go for one on Marcy as well. She only has the Ogre Club though. Definitely quite a way to go until she gets her BKB, but they are going for the quad BKB approach. That is a good way to counter Leshrac. I mean, so much of his damage is just magical anyway, so once you pop the BKBs, he has to just run around and be awkwardly waiting for them to run out. But you run one risk though. If you pop BKB and your teammates did not, then the song can come in and disjoint your BKB timings and prevent you from killing whatever you wanted. That's pretty much what we saw in the last fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a tricky line to walk, making sure that you activate the BKB before you go on for the initiation, but at the same time not wasting it. Using it too early when that fight is not going to be as epic as you think it's going to be.
Yeah, we see a bit of a finally for Entity they equalize a bit and take over the top outpost here. They actually are in control of the bottom outpost as well right now. Team Spirit are waiting to take it back, or they're just hiding, staying off map right now. If they take it outpost, then they show their position as well, so then Entity will suddenly know exactly what's going on. By not taking it, they are not giving any information for free.
Very close to finishing up Skadi or Naga. We've already got 2 ultimate orbs.
Yeah, he's scaling up quite a bit, and it's not a bad game to have it. It doesn't work as well against the Time Walk. You actually heal less against the Eye of Skadi. Heal reduction works. Same way heal amplification works for Time Walk. So certainly not a bad game to go for it. Of course, you also just want stats so your illusions get strong enough and don't immediately die. I'm happy we're not seeing the Radiance Naga, by the way. I have to say, I'm not a fan of the Manta first into Radiance second item. Or God forbid, the Radiance first item Naga. I'm not on board with that one.
I don't think we see that too often anymore, do we?
Oh, there's a trend right now. Naga
Radiant's
Radiance
bottom
is being
tower
played
is
a
under
lot
attack.
across many different regions.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
has fallen.
I think the first item, Radiance, is the one that I have a big issue with. Going back for its second item, not really my preferred item, but it's, you know, I think it's decent then at least.
I'm going for the second item, Radiance. I haven't seen the first item, Radiant. Very often. Oh, there's the opening. They find Stormstormer. Follow up with the Cataclysm, and he is just gonna blow up as now Mira on the run. Would love to get their hands over on Kataomi, but it's a little bit too fast. So a nice pickoff going to the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, that's
And
the
they can try to
Cataclysm
reclaim
reveal.
their jungle.
Big kill with the Cataclysm. They of course can combo it either with the Mars or with the Faceless Void quite easily. I suppose you could combo it even with Marcy if she lands a good jump on someone. That's a little bit harder though.
Torontotokyo immediately TP to the bottom lane. All this happens. They got the pickoff. At bottom to try to push things out, and he finds himself Pure. Does Pure find him is the question, because they'll throw the beef doll over at Fishman. That's a nice clean up. They pop the BKB.
Yeah.
Oh, the spear over on Toby. They found this brood mother. They just need to close the gap. Looks like he's gonna be able to just crawl away.
Mother's gonna stay fine. Leshrac is back now as well, but he does want to finish up his BKB on Lesh. I don't think he wants to fight just yet. Finally, they're gonna get the B ward, the ward that killed off Fishman there. Gets removed. I love that play by Invoker because he saw that there was Pure on his Naga just farming, but he also knew that it doesn't matter. If I have BKB on Invoker, what can an Orchid Naga do to me? Nothing at all. So he just goes in, gets that kill on the support, keeps his vision alive a little bit longer, and then gets out.
It's a pretty dark map over Spirit. A lot of sentry wards do have the one over Spirit that just gets placed, the Ox, but...
We have God Strength being popped to farm jungle a little bit. Speaks a bit for the pace of the game right now, but he wants to finish that Force Staff. The Force Staff is an item that we've seen more and more picked up lately
middle tower
for
is under attack.
a lot of different teams and different drafts.
Yeah. Very, very popular pickup is see Yathro. A little bit of silence, ending next. Let's waiting nearby. Try to be patient. Pops the BKB. Yathro still alive and taking the turn over on Kataomi. Plus the Cataclysm will do plenty of damage, but Yathro, he's not looking too healthy. Does pop his own BKB to try to survive. Torontotokyo though. Over on the side, dropping the Tornado EMP plus Meebo over on Toby. Insatiable Hunger, but he just can't munch on anything as they give the clicks down. The song is going to get used by Pure. Like they're gonna try to run. Look at that long range emphasis tossed out.
Yeah, these two fights are not going the way that Entity want. They would probably want to try and like get a chance to set up with the song and then follow up with the Jakiro, but we have yet to see it where they have the luxury of doing that. A lot of fights are too scrappy where they can't really set it up the correct way. Mark's taking pretty much no damage there as the Bulwark protects him.
Not afraid of this Naga at all. Arcanine gets picked up by Mira. Again, Yathro holding on to that Chronosphere.
Yeah, he also held on to his BKB for a long time there. He was not worried. I was a little bit worried for him as the Sven-stun was coming in with the silence and the illusions hitting him, but he felt safe enough and trusted in his team.
I think that's a big part of playing Dota is just having faith in your team to follow up. Provide saves, the damage, whatever.
Yeah, when you play at this level, you have to believe in your team for sure. See most of Entity looking pretty active right now. They want to keep fighting around this Naga.
Mira, silenced. Will become spider food.
Yeah, he jumped into way too much there. Fish and spider food at once.
Too aggressive.
The biggest of casualties, so I think not too many tears gonna be shed as Yathro keeps farming, hitting creeps. Pretty much off cooldown, just using this ulti and farming creeps in the jungle. Kataomi trying to scale up a little bit on his support.
Does have that Force Staff like talked about. Clamps though.
Watch out
Position
for
is
the
smoked
chrono.
up.
Wait up.
Very patient here. Gonna be up in about 36 seconds. You can see that Entity definitely want this this Aegis. Spirit though.
Use their spiders.
My sprites are with us.
Vision on Toby. Look at how fast Miposhka pops the sprites. Just like no. Worried that they're just gonna get the jump in. Have a lot of vision. They've got a lot of information.
He has the gem as well on Miposhka, so he has reason to want to stay alive. Has the quiver on Ench. Very nice item for harassing from far away here. Illusions are shoving back most of Team Spirits. They're trying to move in, but of course the illusions reveal all of them.
Have a Hell Troll prove right now. Okay, they're gonna go for a little bit of initiation.
Hold this on.
Tokyo just poking. Yatoro though stuck here on the cliff for the moment. There's the rebound off from Mira. Jumping, and there it is. There's the Chronosphere, but the song coming into play. Still managing to get that Cataclysm off because it wasn't quite over there fast enough. Looks like Mira though is gonna take a lot of damage. Don't follow up now. They're stuck in this arena. It's just getting clipped down. It's just so much damage again as we'll chase after Fission. He's impetus going long range. Buyback coming out from Naga Stormer. Trying to stay alive. Doesn't have that BKB any longer. Yasuo still having it. He's getting a couple nice bashes. And he's impetus again just dishing out damage. Turn back around with the tornado. The buyback from Stormstormer. They get Kataomi. Toby just getting clipped down as they're gonna try to teleport back. And Pure is here. Stormstormer is here. The post just looking a little bit scared, but yeah, here we go. Collapse left behind. Does have the net on him. It's not looking too great, but on the back lines they find themselves. Stormstormer. It's a triple kill now for Yasuo, and now this is looking very scary for Pure because he's got to go toe to toe. But Toby is doing the damage, so still managing to get the kill. Now Toby, RC, oh my God, they can't kill Yasuo. He is just too survivable.
I think they call it on that.
They call GG.
Yeah, that was... Naga got caught out a little bit too deep. She was using the song there to try and let her team kill off the Marcy while she held the rest. But at the end of the song, he just gets immediately arena by Mars there and gets brought down very, very quickly. And Team Spirit looking like the stronger team in both these games here. And pretty fast win for Game 2 and Game 1. They looked pretty confident too. So let's see, Spirit are showing up in good form here. I would say that Entity, they seemed a little bit more like a stressed team than usual, but perhaps when you play against Spirit, they make you stress out a bit as well. There are a lot of small things that gave them an edge in the second game here. I think the trading before on the runes, getting some damage onto the Broodmother who tried to check the top bounty rune, and then